The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
You'll be hearing from the bin chicken very soon, who will sound remarkably like our boss David McClung.
But they're completely unrelated.
Yeah, they're just like uncanny voice.
The bin chicken is a guy called Dave McClung. Completely different.
Hey, Dave McClung.
Morning.
Hi, so you popped around to your mum's house. First, we want to say you've had a big year. Dave unfortunately lost his father this year.
Yes. About 3 months ago.
Yes.
So, been going around mum's quite a bit. Rocked up there last night to have dinner at mum's and watch Survivor as we do. And
Great.
I walk in the front door, right?
Yeah.
And it's been held open by this hideous-looking thing. And I go, oh,
It's a blue container.
blue container. Yeah, it looks like you hold flour in it.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And I go, what's that? And she goes, that's your dad. And I go, and I'm like, tell me a second. She's holding the door open with my dad's ashes.
The blue container.
so good.
Blue
She
container. It's got here Metropolitan Cemetery Board, Robert McClung. The day he died, the day he's cremated.
So
It's holding up the door.
No, but isn't that nice that even to this day, your dad was a gentleman. He's still holding the door open for your mum.
So this is the thing.
That's beautiful.
When Dave sent
Well
it
said,
to me, I said to him, to get him on to at least show him a little bit of respect and pour him into a door sausage.
Well, the reason I think she's done it is when she first picked him up, she was immediately she called me and she's like, "You won't believe how heavy it is."
There's a bit of heft to it,
Where
isn't
is
there?
your Scottish accent? Thank you when you're talking, please.
Oh,
Yeah, your mum
you
went
wouldn't
out.
believe her heavy ass, did it?
Yeah. But did you think she better fish in there? There might be a watch in there or something. That is
Dave,
That's amazing. But also, like, is that going to be? Do you think she's going to just leave him there?
No, no.
Where are we-
But that
are we
way, she's
scattering
always
somewhere?
she's
Yeah.
always thinking about him every time she comes in the house.
So we're going on holidays overseas next year, so that's why. And because she's Scottish, she's too cheap to pay for a really nice container. 'Cause she knows, as she says, she's going to throw him out next year anyway. So
You know what? And to travel as well.
Throw him out.
For packing and making sure your luggage isn't too bulky, she can put him in sandwich bags.
Jesus. So, but everyone's thinking you're transporting, burnt crystal or something.
Yeah.
So
So
where
are
are you
you
gonna
taking
scatter
him
him?
back to Scotland? Is that what
we're going to see his family in Florida, and I think they might be doing some in Bali at some point, so they're going to split a bit up as well. So
Oh.
So
Everyone's getting a doorstop.
Everyone's getting something. Everyone gets a little bit of that. So there's a few places we're going to America and then Scotland to see.
Isn't it
family.
crazy? I think it's Disneyland that people go there to
Yes.
scatter ashes, and they've actually got a team there. If you see it,
They don't want you
Yeah, they won't do that.
Yeah, they do. And also baseball fields as well, Sean, and a lot of
Yeah.
football fields around the world.
Yeah.
People sneak in there to scatter dead people around.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's super funny.
Yeah.
I mean, at the time you go, oh my God, that is super funny.
Would it creep you out if your partner, their parent died, and then they were to keep the ashes in the bedroom? Would that be?
Yeah.
Would it
I
cre-
think it would.
What do you think?
I always feel like someone's looking over your shoulder.
I don't care.
Watching what you're doing, Sean.
Yeah.
Watching you, checking your performance.
He just said I didn't care. The bin chicken just
Critiquing it
flew in.
again.
13-24-10, we want to talk about ashes, all right? We want to know, where are they? What'd you do with them? Did they fly back in your face?
Yeah. You hear a lot of
Do
that.
you take them? Some people take people around the
Yes.
place. Like,
Yep.
Dad loves going here. We're going here today. We'll take
We'll
him
take him with us. Yeah. I've got my cat's ashes in a bag, but in the lounge room just sitting in a corner kind of thing. It's like, because near the chair she liked to sit on. I can't think what else to do with them. It's just
I know you get them. So
I know. Well, what do you do with them? But also, I just put them in I didn't pay for a fancy cask thing to put them in either. She's in a cardboard box. It's
But we know what
the
to do with
cats
them.
love
We know what to
cardboard
do with them.
boxes.
Doorstops. Ashes.
Yeah,
We're
go.
talking ashes. Give us a call.
Rick's in Butler. Morning, Rick.
Morning.
Hey, you're Rick.
Okay, Rick. Talk to us about
good.
ashes. What's going on?
Yeah. It's me dad, but it's me mum that's the one that's carrying the ashes around everywhere with her. She has about 10 bags that she has for different occasions going out in the night time. She's got ashes in them all. And
So wait,
also
she
got-
spread him across 10 bags.
So what are they in her bag? Like, are they in like a sandwich bag or a little container?
Yeah, it's just a plastic bag. Yeah, so she can carry it with them everywhere she goes, and she's got them in a plant pot outside in the garden, because when she's sitting out there sunbathing, he's out there with her. I mean, she did spend 50 years together.
Yes.
She just can't be without him. So,
So she has a bit of him in every bag.
Yeah, a bit of dad for every occasion.
Out this day.
That's amazing,
That is
though.
amazing, Rick.
But, also, I hope she doesn't get searched by the police one day. They're going to think she's carrying drugs.
Oh, buddy, oh.
I know. Like, do you...
She takes them on holiday and everything.
Yeah, that's right.
Obviously, yeah. It's one of them.
So wait, so will she keep them in her handbag when travelling? And have they ever pulled it up in the X-rays when you're going through security?
Well, no, because it's not something that you're not allowed to.
No.
So you're allowed to carry around.
But it's just one of them. It's just I've just found it bizarre that she split them up everywhere and that, like, so you can be with it everywhere. Yeah.
Rick,
As long as
that's
it's less than 100
adorable.
grams, I think you can take
that's
on the
right,
plane.
in your sandwich bag. But you've got to have your lotions in there with
For
the same
sure,
bag.
Nat.
But there are families that they split the ashes up
Yes,
so
that's
everyone
right.
gets a little bit. Imagine that, Sean.
Yeah.
I just don't know about that. Jesus, funny.
That way, especially if they're arguing about
You
it.
got your little container going, I hope he didn't get his penis.
Thank you, Rick. Gail's in Atwell. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good girl.
Talk to us about the ashes, Gail.
Yeah, I have a family of ashes. I have my grandma and my auntie on a shelf waiting for somebody else.
Yes.
But I have my mum waiting for my dad, who's still alive, who's still very healthy. But I also have the family dog to add to them.
So you've got your sis, was it auntie and
It's
who?
my auntie and my grandma.
So what shelf are they on at home?
They're just on my bookshelf.
Okay, so where's the?
So they're in the blue container.
Okay.
I call them Pringle containers.
Yes.
Right.
They remind me of Pringle containers.
Yes.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
then the other one we've got is your mum. And
My mum.
where's mum sitting?
Mum's sitting on the same shelf.
Okay, same shelf.
And the
She's
dog's
sitting
on the
with
same
her
shelf.
mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the dog's on the same
And
shelf.
then I'm waiting for my dad.
Yeah.
Do you
who
tell him
is
that?
very
That sounds a
healthy.
bit threatening. To be
Yeah.
honest, Gail.
Hey, Dad, don't give you any
Wait,
back chat. You'll be straight up there next to
I've
Mum.
made a spot, Dad.
Do you have one of those
Yeah.
blue containers with an open lid and go, get in?
He does see them, and I dust them and talk to them regularly. But I also have the family dog up there.
Yes.
And it is my mother's wishes that when it was in her will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When my dad dies, her and my dad need to be grouped together with the family dog,
Oh, so mixed together, like shake them together?
mixed together.
Is it, I mean, it's in your mum's will, but is it in your dad's will? Like, what if he doesn't want
My
to?
It's
dad
against
will
his
do
will.
whatever. My dad will do whatever my mum
Oh,
wanted.
that's
I
nice.
love it. I love it. 'cause
Well aware.
Have you ever gotten salt and pepper and shook it up in the same container?
Yeah,
Like,
it's a great combination.
Why don't we do that from day one? Because they're always together.
I know, Sean. That is so sweet, but also, like,
Threatening. It's like, Dad, there's your spot. Thanks, Gail. Michelle's in Wellard. Hello.
How you going?
Great,
Hey,
Michelle.
good,
You're going to
Michelle.
round us out. Talk to us about ashes.
Oh, yeah. When my daughter was about 2.5, we were living with a friend of mine who had lost their Aboriginal elder grandfather.
Yes.
And they left a little pot of ashes up on the kitchen bench. Well, my daughter decided she was going to make a cup of tea out of him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Michelle.
Yes.
Yeah, and she brought the cup of tea to me, and I didn't realise until I was about to put it in my mouth that she had made it with these ashes.
So she did it by mistake?
No,
She's
she
two.
only
She didn't know. She didn't know.
No.
So she's two. Yes.
Yeah, she would have been making
So
like
how
a
did
little
you
mud
know?
cake if she had a bit.
How did you find out just before?
There was a lot of ash floating on the top of this cup. And I've kind of gone, what is that? And she pointed to the little pot on top of the cabinet, and I was like, oh, no way.
How do you explain that
Yes.
to the person that you were staying with?
That's a conversation.
Well,
You don't say
going
anything,
to the
do you?
person who was related to the person's ashes that she was eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were okay. They were okay. But it was a bit of a blew my mind moment kind
Yes.
of, yeah.
No, imagine drinking someone.
Yeah, and then,
know,
but then your
right?
daughter's got a taste for it as well. Like, we know
taste
how
the
Nathan
ashes.
is with his English breakfast tea, won't drink anything else.
I
Once
know.
you
What
find
if
the tea that you like.
I taste people.
Yeah, that's right.
People tea.
Stuff.
Sure, they could have gone anywhere too.
Could have.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
When somebody here at Nova is doing something exciting in their life, everyone gets involved and everyone's
Oh, yeah.
really excited.
We're all on board.
And that's happening for Zara. You might have called the show and heard Zara pick up the phone. Zara's having a big trip away.
Oh, quite the trip.
And you know what? We're going to cross live to her right now. Hello, Zara.
Hey guys.
She's sitting right next to me.
It's like she's in the room with us.
Didn't we say goodbye to you just
Yeah, my
last
holiday
week?
was cut a little short, I won't lie.
So, okay, so when did
us
you
through it.
leave?
So I left last Friday.
And where were you going?
I was going to India
What for?
for a wedding, for a family wedding. Yes. Super keen, been planning it for about a year. The bulk of my partner and I's relationship, we'd been talking about going to India. His best friend was coming. It was a whole thing. And then we were too proactive with our visas. And we got turned around at the gate.
So what happened? So what exactly happened? Talk us through it.
Exactly what happened. So we got on a flight from Perth,
Yep.
Perth to Singapore layover, then Singapore to Delhi. Got off the plane in Delhi, went to the immigration, and the immigration officer was like, "This is expired," and I was like, "Oh, that's fine. Like, we'll just get another one at the gate." And he was like, "See what I can do." Comes back with another official, and another official was like, "No, there's nothing you can do. You've got to turn back." I thought they were joking. I was like, "Where's the cameras?" Like,
famously hilarious immigration officers.
I looked at another guy and like smiled at him, and I was like, "Oh yeah," and he was like, wasn't smiling back. And I was like, "Oh, not a funny crowd." But yeah. So then he was like, "You've got to go back." And then we were like, "Oh, well, can we just do another visa at the airport?" And they were like, "Well, look, we can't do that because of our policies." And we were like, "Fair enough." So then I started crying, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Did that work?
Yeah. No.
In fairness to their immigration, there was something concerning wrapped around your partner's waist.
Yeah, so both, bless the boys, but they obviously travel light. So they were both wearing bum bags.
So you know
that's a cause for concern.
So we had made the joke the whole way there, and it looked like that we were going to Bali, but we were actually going to India. I was like, "Oh, they're India," because my partner was wearing slides. And yeah, travel's very light with a bum bag and a chain.
So this is a thing. Like, this is like horrendous, and this is the thing that everyone doesn't want to happen. Especially, you wish you get caught on the flight over, not when you get there.
Yes, it's surprising that at Singapore they didn't check your visa.
Yeah, so I think they had done. Singapore Airlines were great, but I think their processes don't fully check. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But
so what happens when you get told you're not coming in, and they said you have to get another? What happens from then on?
So from then on, they were like, "Look, we can get the." So my plan was, as you guys have said, big trip around the world kind of thing. So I was going to Japan straight from India.
So you didn't have a return flight from
India
anyway?
Flight. So, and also the flight that I had a return ticket to, had a ticket from India to Japan. Sorry, wasn't on the same airline that the boys had the flight back to Australia. It was completely different. Yeah. So they were able to move the boys' tickets forward and essentially use them for the next day to get them on the next flight to go back to Australia. But for me, because I didn't have the return ticket, I had to buy it. So it cost us $3,000 to get me back home.
That is unbelievable.
So what happened from that point on? So $3,000 you have to buy a new flight. So what happened next? Where did you go? What did you
from
do?
there, because the only next flight that we could get with our airline was at 9 o'clock the next morning. So that was 13 hours.
And could you have a lie down?
No, wasn't that kind of airport. There was sleeping pods there, and I think I was so tired. I remember walking past them on our way to immigration. Obviously didn't clock, like, that's a good thing to remember because I might need to lie down. And then remembered about 5 a.m. I was like, looked at Jordan. I was like, there were sleeping pods. And then he goes, "Oh, let's go look." We go there, and the guy was like, "They're all booked out." And I was like,
That is so horrendous. And just going back to the visa situation, how long before did you fill it out, and then how many days did it have?
So when we did it, we kind of, it was our, like, so when we kind of, when we
it's our fault is what you're going to say.
We did them too early, pretty much. So you have to book the date that you're going to exactly arrive, and we thought it was an estimate. So mine was expired by a day, whereas the boys were expired by 2 weeks because they did theirs way earlier than mine. So it was just an honest mistake to make.
How much did you cry during the whole thing?
So much. Jordan was like patting my back one time, and I was so dramatic. I was like, "Don't touch me. I can't do it."
So what are you out of pocket as far as your 13-hour stay at Delhi Airport, your trip to India, the clothes special clothes you bought for the wedding?
You used from India to Japan.
Everything.
Yeah, how much?
Probably about like $5,000.
Oh my God, Sarah.
It's lucky she gets paid thousands upon thousands of dollars as a supernova.
Silver lining is that none of us fought. I said, like, we got back on the plane.
Nice.
Back
that's
to,
because you were too busy crying.
It's a great test of the relationship,
but I said to the boys,
isn't it?
I was like, we didn't get annoyed at each other at all. Like, obviously we're too delirious and tired, but I was like, we actually, like, didn't get angry at us.
Well, you know
there was
what?
no
Because everyone
fighting.
made the same mistake, didn't they?
Like, we were all kind of just in silence.
That would be horrendous. Because there's nothing. The flight over is the thing.
You're so excited.
Yeah.
You flight over and then you get up
it's all
there,
the possibilities.
and then you can't go in, and then you're like, wait, then now I have to go home and have to pay for it.
Yes.
And like that is just horrendous.
Even when I got home, I called Nat here, boss Nat.
Not me, the other one.
Nat, so, and I was like, hey. And she was like, why are you back? And I was like, so.
You wouldn't believe it.
But I was just like, all those people that I'd said goodbye to and was so excited
I know, it's
to go.
embarrassing. You're like a fool.
It was very embarrassing.
Look, we want to know if this has happened to you because you were saying, it's because I'm a new traveller. No, seasoned travellers. This can happen to seasoned travellers as well. We want to know if you have on a big adventure and then you got off the plane and you're ready to start your adventure and they to get back on the plane.
Yeah, they turned you around.
And it happened to one of my best friends. There's three of us who travelled over to America, went to LA, we're flying in there, and one of my friends is Hayden Simon, and when we got there, my mate Hayden got taken away by the immigration when we got there. We're like, what the hell's going on here? And then he's stuck with these people. He was allowed to come out after about 45 minutes and speak to us and say,
was he walking funny?
They're either going to send me home or I'll be allowed in. I said, what's the problem? He goes, they said I've got a prior record.
They're very strict about,
Yeah. And as it turns out, one time...
As it turned out, they busted him out of prison, so...
He got done by the cops here many years ago. He went down the side alley next to the Sail
and weed on a wall.
Yes.
And he couldn't get in the country because he pissed on a wall.
Yes.
And into America.
So we've gone to... Yeah, exactly, Nat. Exactly. So he goes, if I make it to the hotel or not, that's all I can say to you. So we go to this joint in Santa Monica, and that was it.
And he never turned up. He got sent home.
He went straight home. They allowed him to fly to Brisbane, and he stayed there for a week or so. Because he didn't know how he could tell his parents.
The sad thing about Zara's story, who we just heard from, is that so Zara and her boyfriend Jordan, they're going to fly to Japan on Sunday. But the best friend, Jordan's best friend, he came back, and that's it. So his holiday, and it's the first time he's flown out without his parents.
Yes,
he's flown to India.
For 13 hours?
And then come back, and he said, I'm never leaving this country again. But that is heartbreaking.
Shane's from Morley. Good morning, Shane.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Hey, Shane.
Okay, so what happened?
It wasn't an overseas trip, but it was supposed to be a nice little domestic trip up to Broome for a friend's fishing charter.
Oh, yeah, fun.
So what was supposed to be a pretty easy trip leaving from Perth, half an hour out from Broome, apparently there was this massive dust storm that kicked up. The plane circled for about 2 hours above Broome. The pilot then decided to fly us back to Perth, had to unboard the plane, waited in the airport for about 10 hours, and then reboarded the plane about 3 a.m. that morning.
Yeah. No.
Got back into Broome, missed the day's accommodation, and missed my charter.
I will never wait. I will never wait at Perth Airport for 10 hours.
I know.
My house is just over there.
Yeah.
God, it was horrendous.
Hey, why did you have to stick around the airport for so long, Shane?
The Bucks party was ruined.
Yeah.
They were waiting for this dust storm to clear, and then there was a whole issue with the passengers unloading.
That is so easily solved. You go to Harvey Norman, you get a Dyson, wave it around as it lands.
That is fun. A giant feather duster, Nathan. That's what you do. Microfibers.
I should have just taken a charter to Rottnest.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
How much money did you do, really?
I reckon it would have been about 4 Gs.
Yeah.
It's not to be sneezed at.
Go get your wallet.
God damn it.
Shane lost 4 Gs.
I honestly don't have I actually have $1 coin in there.
Do you?
In your wallet?
Can we call Sean's kids? They left $1.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
That's a heartbreaking tale, isn't it? There's nothing worse.
For me, it's the flights thing. Like for me, I don't enjoy the flight. I enjoy the flight back. I just hate it, and because I'm sitting with mum and dad, and which is the good part. But I'm in economy. Because we never get up to the pointy end of the plane because it's so bloody expensive once I'm buying 3 flights. So I'm sitting there in economy, and it is painful for me sometimes.
For me, it's having that taken away from you. Your time where you can really down tools.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And you've just set your mind on it.
It's the being in limbo thing that is horrendous.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.